What is going on, my dudes? Tystra here, back again with another Genshin Impact video. And as always, if you like the content, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And as always, don't forget to comment and tell me what you guys think about our lovely lad Gorou here. Now, this is about the third time I've had to record this video. And the reason being is because I messed up on some of his scaling stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get into the stuff. But first, let's go ahead and talk about his normal abilities. This is basically to talk about the stuff like we did with Ito's guide. So let's get into it. Perform up to 5 consecutive shots with the bow. That's pretty normal. Again, aim shot with a Geo. I love the fact that we are getting a Geo bow user that's a support. I think that's a wonderful combination. It's going to be a lot of fun in my personal opinion. I don't think it's going to be game breaking, but it's definitely going to be fun. Now, elemental attack. Inuzaka all-round defense. AoE Geo attack that is hitting multiple enemies sets a Geo construct called General's War Banner. This banner provides buffs based on the number of Geo characters in the party. I think that this is going to be a new meta that we get into, especially with certain characters. Now, granted, I don't think it's going to be Gorou that breaks this, but I think it's going to be Ito that benefits from the most from this type of, combination. So definitely Ito's going to be his best partner. So, deals AoE Geo damage when it's set. Buffs based on the number of party members with Geo Visions. Geo member grants the Standing Firm buff, defense bonus. The second one gives the Impregnable buff, which is the resistance to interruption. And then the third Geo member is going to get the Shatter buff, which gets the Geo damage bonus. So basically, depending on how many people you have, gives the active character all those buffs. So let's say you put out, the General's War banner, you switch from Gorou to Ito. Ito now becomes freaking broken because of Gorou. Well, I mean, Ito's going to be pretty broken in general, but I digress. We'll see how that goes. But again, General's War Banner is a fun ability. I think it's going to be fantastic when it comes to bringing out a new meta into the game. So this is only going to last about 10 seconds for the cooldown. So Elemental Burst. Now, this is crucial that you guys understand this one because the cooldown is 10 seconds for your E, but there's a reason why you're not going to be able to use your E within 20 seconds of using this. So, Gorou deals AoE Geo damage and creates a field known as the General's Glory. The field provides the same buffs as General's War Banner based on the number of party members whose element is Geo. Now, it's going to do the same exact thing as the General's War Banner. So, Elemental Burst, little tidbits. It will move with the active characters. So, when you switch characters and you're moving, that whole General's Glory is going to move with you. That's fantastic. It'll generate one Crystal Collapse every 1.5 seconds that deals AoE Geo damage to one opponent within its AoE. It will pull elemental shards created by the crystallization reaction within its AoE to your active character. So not only are you going and it's doing AoE Geo damage, but you're pulling in those crystals that you made from crystallization and giving yourself more shield, which is fantastic. If a General War Banner was previously created, it will be destroyed within this ability. When General's Glory is activated, players cannot create a General's War Banner. So that's why I'm saying that you won't need to use your E, because of the fact that you're already using the General's Glory, which overrides the General's War Banner. So you got to be careful. Now, we're going to get into this. I didn't talk about Constellation with Ito before because we already knew he was going to scale with defense. However, this is something that I didn't realize with this, and this is going to be crucial because it is a 4-star character that you will get multiple constellations if you are summoning for Ito. So be careful on this. So I want you to look at when it comes to C4. When General's Glory is in impregnable or shattered state, it'll also heal the active characters within the AoE every 1.5 seconds of 50% of Gorou's own defense. So Gorou is going to somewhat stack with that defense buff. And with that, this is going to take us to our community character builds by the by the Genshin helper team. And big shout out to them again. I use their guides almost on everything that I do. So thank you so much for providing this guide. And I hope that it's okay that I'm using this to kind of build a point to these videos. So anyways, let's go to the Geo section. And of course, we already talked about all the Geos that are, in this currently alongside with Ito. But we got Ningguang, Noelle, the Geo Traveler, Zhongli, and Albedo on top of Ito and Gorou. So in this instance, we're going to base a team around Gorou. Now, the one thing with Gorou is that he is going to only benefit from a all Geo team. And I hate to say it like that, but well, maybe not all Geo. You could probably put Bennett or Kujo Sara in there to help with attack percentages. But in all honesty, it's all going to boil down to if it's an all Geo team, it's going to benefit Gorou more. So I'm going to say his best team is an all Geo landscape team. I would say his best slots are going to be Ito as your DPS. Then you have Albedo as a sub DPS. And between Zhongli and Noelle for your shield support, and then Gorou as support. I think that would be wonderful, especially since that covers a lot of ground. You can get fantastic shields off of the shield support Zhongli here with Tenacity and Millilith, and because he bases it off of HP, it's phenomenal. He does so good, especially at later constellations. Albedo with the new Husk of Opulent Dream set and building around that defense, man, he is an absolute destroyer, and we'll go into that when we go into more gameplay footage of that stuff and talking about it. Ningguang is a great attacker as well, but I don't think that she's going to be a good benefit. You could probably put her in place of Albedo if you did not pull Albedo, but I still say Albedo is the best bet. She's definitely really, really good, but she's also a DPS, so you got to be careful with having two DPSs, in my personal opinion. Noelle is the easiest 4-star to get and is also one of the better 4-stars to get. And I say this because a lot of people have to use Noelle, which means a lot of new strategies really come out for her. And I think that she's very highly underrated, especially now with the Husk of Opulent Dream set. She scales off of defense. She's fantastic. You know, I truly think that people need to give Noelle a chance, especially with this new meta coming out. She's going to be a monster. So definitely, I would say the best 4-slot team you could do is Ito and Gorou, and then you could either do Zhongli or Noelle and Albedo or Ningguang. So that's perfect. You could even like take out, if you wanted to, if you didn't want to do shields, you could take Noelle and Zhongli out, and you could maybe put Kujo Sara or Bennett. They will benefit from those too. Bennett's C6, if you accidentally did that, which I'm sorry that you did. That made me throw up in my mouth thinking that you did that. But if you decided that you did C6 Bennett completely, guess what? Arataki Ito's ult is not overridden by Bennett. So you could put Bennett on there and it's perfectly fine. It's going to be great for you. But I still recommend a 4-person Geo team. Now, since Gorou is going to be basing off a defense percentage, don't know what I'm doing with my hands here, but since he's going to be doing it based off of defense percentage, it's going to be around the same thing as I said for Ito. Except for I honestly think you're going to benefit more, and please don't read me in the comments section about this, but instead of crit rate or crit damage, you're on your circlet, you're going to go defense percentage. And the reason why is because of the fact that C4 Gorou, if you end up getting it, is going to be chef's kisses. It's going to be insanely good for healing your team, especially when you could heal for 50% of that bonus. So I definitely say that when it comes to those artifact main stats, Sans' defense percentage, Goblet, Geo damage, or defense percentage. You could do either or. I would still say Geo damage. And then your circlet, I would say defense percentage. Now, again, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. Again, substats, you could do crit rate, crit damage, defense percentage, and flat defense. Energy recharge might be a good one too to have him. Elemental mastery is not really needed, especially most of these Geo characters, if you look, they don't really use elemental mastery. They really don't, because you don't need elemental mastery on a Geo character. It's really not needed. So definitely stay away from elemental mastery. Now, let's get into the bows, because I talked about this like multiple times, and I think that you might benefit from a couple. There's a couple ones that you might benefit from when it comes to Gorou. For your 5-stars, I think Amos bow is still one of the top-notch bows to use, and Polar Star is definitely another one that's really, really good. I highly recommend Polar Star because Polar Star is still fantastic. It helps out with your normal and charge attacks as well. The stack of Ash and Night Star created by those will benefit you in the long run. You could do Favonius Warbow. You could do, let's see here. It's really tough. You could even do Stringless. You could do Sacrificial Bow. There's not really much that I would say could be used. it's really difficult. It's really difficult to think about what you could do with this type of stuff. You could run the Hamayumi. I think that might be a good one. Um, Possibly Moon's Moon, but I don't know, to be honest. It's really difficult. Really difficult to understand. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough in general what you want to run for it. Especially with Gorou being such a different unit in general. I don't know how I don't really know how else to react with him. It's very tough indeed. But I do think that Gorou is going to be a fun way to shift the meta, and I say this only because the fact that Gorou, being defensive bow support user that's based on your elements in your team, being Geo is going to be fantastic. It's going to be something way different, and I'm super stoked about it. Yes, Gorou might be a little bit limited, but you got to think of all the Geo characters that we're getting. We're getting our Arataki Ito, get Gorou. We're getting Yunjin with Shenhe, which mommy's sorry. Anyway, but we're also going to be getting more Geo characters down the road, and who knows, Gorou might be the best option with them as always. I believe Gorou is the Bennett of Geo when it comes to just Geo characters. Bennett is widespread between all the elements, but I feel like Gorou is the best bet for the Geo class, especially with those defensive buffs. So, but again, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you guys think that Gorou is going to be busted for Geo, or do you think that Gorou is just he's whatever? Let me know in the comments. I'm excited for him. I'm farming his stuff up, so then that way I can give you guys a proper video of those characters. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you for the opportunity to entertain you. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, we will see you guys in the next video. Take care and be safe.